What is up guys, and welcome to today's video where I'll be having a look at some of the results of the round 6 in the English Premier League and having a comparison between my prediction of the scores. So we're going to go in straight into the first game, which is Arsenal versus Chelsea. Now this is not in like time order, this is just like the order I put in just to talk about. So Arsenal versus Chelsea, a very shocking result of 3-0. Chelsea fans should be very much disappointed about this result because they only had 2 shots on target, and to be honest, Batshuayi should have scored the last chance where Petr Cech made a very decent save there, but Chelsea was just hopeless in the game. Like Cahill was just terrible. Defense in general was very shaky. It looked like the communication with Courtois wasn't working very well. Costa was alone up there. It just didn't work out for Chelsea alone. In the other side, Arsenal played an amazing game. That is probably one of the best games they have ever played. Perfect game to celebrate Arsene Wenger's 20 years of managing Arsenal. That is an amazing way for Arsenal to get that win in the back. And then we're going to move on to the next game because obviously the round 6, not only Arsenal and Chelsea they play. And by the way, I predicted a score of 2-2 of this game, which I was completely wrong. Arsenal completely smashed Chelsea. And we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be Manchester United versus Leicester City. And the score was 4-1, which is once again, I kind of had a feeling that Man United was going to win, even though for my score prediction, I put 2-0 because I just thought that Leicester would have that, typical Leicester power. But the game ended as Man United utterly smashing Leicester again 4-1, scoring 4-0 by halftime. Pogba scored his debut, just proved all the people wrong that he was a freaking waste of money. Pogba just proved all of them wrong, scored his debut, had an amazing game. I think he got a man of the match as well, which is pretty decent for him. Leicester, on the other hand, absolutely hopeless. Gray did score an amazing goal there. And then we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be Liverpool versus Hull City. And for this game, I have predicted that Liverpool would win 3-1, but it was different. They have won 5-1, which is a very, very big score, and I definitely didn't expect that. But I just guessed that it's like a power of Klopp, I guess, and Coutinho scoring amazing goal like always. And then Hull, it looks like they had a decent start, Hull, but now I guess they're like kind of falling back. In my opinion, I think they are going to be one of the 3 teams that are going to be relegated this season. And then we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be Middlesbrough versus Tottenham Hotspur. And then this match was ended as 2-1 victory to Spurs, and I had predicted a 4-1 victory to Spurs. I thought Spurs would absolutely smash them, but that didn't really happen. It was a little bit tight game, especially towards the end. Middlesbrough had some pretty decent chances that they couldn't really put into a good, position, I guess. But then Son scored 2 goals, which was absolutely amazing. He just dribbled past the Middlesbrough defense, scoring 2 very, very decent goals, especially his second one. His curve was absolutely fantastic. And then we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be Swansea City versus Manchester City, where I predicted 4-0 victory for City, but it ended as a 3-1 victory for City, which is still a very big victory. Aguero back from injury, just scores 2 in the debut. Amazing, good stuff for him. And De Bruyne is injured again, I believe. It looks like he's getting injured near the end of every single game, but hopefully he's not out for long because he's an amazing player. And then we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be Crystal Palace versus Sunderland. And then this game has ended 3-2. Amazing turn back from Crystal Palace. This game, if I didn't watch this game, I only watched the highlights, but if I did watch this game, then it would definitely be like a time-worthy game because it looked like a very close game. Like they were 2-0 down by halftime. Well, they were 2-0 down, and then they made it 3-2, which is an amazing comeback. Benteke scoring nearly at the last minute. Amazing stuff from him. And then we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be Bournemouth versus Everton. And this game I had predicted a 3-0 victory for Everton, but it has turned around. Bournemouth have won Everton 1-0. Pretty disappointing for Everton, I guess, because they were in a very, very good form. They were coming second in the league, looked pretty promising, but now with the loss, which they really shouldn't have lost, to be honest. It's only Bournemouth, and now they're down to 5th, and I don't know what's going to happen for Everton from there. And then we're going to move on to the next game, which is going to be Stoke City versus West Bromwich Albion. Now, I have predicted this game that would be a pretty tight game because both of the teams are I guess Stoke was doing absolutely terrible, but West Brom was, I guess, they were half decent, I guess. But the game ended as 1-1, and that's the important part. So, I guess this will be it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and goodbye.